friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie. Welcome to another color theory class. Today we are still using the Bargain Bead Box Solstice Warmth, and that is in the red-orange family. And we are going to be doing a necklace today using analogous colors, but cool ones. Last week we did warm ones. We used red, violet, I believe some violet. Today we're going to use blue, green, blue, and blue, violet, which is going to be really fun because red, orange, and blue, green are opposites on the color wheel, which means that they are complements. So we're not only going to have, we're going to have a twofer today. We're going to have analogous colors that are cool. Actually, it's a threefer because we're doing analogous colors, we're doing cool colors, and we're also doing a complement. So this is hot or warm, this is cool, and these two are complements, and then we've got analogous colors. And remember that analogous colors can be up to 5. So we could go 5 that way or 5 this way, but we're going to go 1, 2, 3 today. So that is our beautiful color wheel. I am going to move it to the side so I can show you what I've picked out. So here is our blue-green beads, blue, and our blue-violet. And then, of course, up here is all of our Bargain Bead Box beads that we got in the findings. And then I just pulled out a few findings of my own. We're not going to do anything with the pearls yet. These came also in the box. But when we get to neutrals, I thought we would do the pearls. But I pulled out some gold bead caps. I still have this chain. But I found this SoftFlex beading wire in this beautiful turquoise color. And I thought it would look really neat in this palette. We have some seed beads that I might use, either in the turquoise, the blue, or both. And then we're going to use this really cool druzy pendant that came in the box. And I thought we'd make, like I explained last week, I like to make the focal for my necklaces first, or pick one, and then I can inform what color is going to be all in the necklace in that one piece. So I have one of the pretty, I guess this is glass, kind of iridescent bead, and a really pretty blue-violet kind of striped bellflower. And then we also have, whoops, he doesn't want to cooperate. I'm going to put him in there. You're in timeout. We're going to do, yes, I talk to my beads. For those of you who are new, heads up, I talk to my beads. For those of you who've been around, you know by now. Anyway, blue-green, and this is more of the blue-violet and then blue. And then these are just a very soft blue that I thought were really pretty. And so I picked out some beads I thought would be cool in this necklace. And then, yeah, I thought we'd play around with the stringing once we get the focal made. So for the focal, I have a piece of 20 gauge gold wire. I'm going to stick with the gold on this. And I pulled an extra long piece out so that we could do a little bit of wire wrapping in between. And I may use a different gauge. I was thinking it'd be pretty to do a thinner gauge on the these frosty glass beads. And I didn't have 24 gauge, so I'm debating whether to do the 26 gauge or the 22. So we'll see once we get the pendant made what I feel like. And I'm very excited to use the SoftFlex. And if you've never used SoftFlex before, this comes in a myriad of colors. I absolutely love it. You can knot it. You can tie knots in it. They have a special crimp that looks like, makes the crimp bead look like a little bead, which I may show you today. And it's just a really fun, they come in really fun colors. Very supple, very strong. I can't say enough about this beading wire. And they also sell these really great crimp beads on their site, which I would definitely recommend using. And then I thought, you know, you can just introduce color with just wire. I mean, not just with beads, but with wire. So we did that with some earrings a couple weeks back, and I liked that idea, so we're going to do that again. So anyway, to get started, I am just gonna make a wrap loop for our druzy pendant. And this druzy pendant came in the mix for just temporary purposes. I'm just gonna move this orange bead in there so he doesn't go flying. I have paper down just so you can see the colors better, white paper. I just think when we're dealing with color, you want a neutral as backing as possible, and this fuzzy stuff kind of has a green tint to it, and I didn't want it to interfere with you seeing all the colors. So I am just going to make this wrap loop. Get out my round nose. I'm going to make a pretty big loop to accommodate for that druzy pendant. So this is not a real druzy, it's a faux, but they did a very nice job. It's super lightweight. I kind of like it because some of the druzy pendants, if they're real, they can get super heavy. And not everybody likes to wear, you know, things that are super heavy. So I think I'm going to wire up. So I might do some wire wraps. I think I'm going to do this about 4 or 5 times. Normally I wouldn't, but I want some room to wrap other wire. So I've made that a little bit longer. You can see that. That way, when I add other wire, it will kind of blend in. I'm going to take care of the extra there. Now, I kind of, again, I don't have a plan. I just pulled out some of these beads, but I will represent all of the colors. And that way, it'll make sense with your focal bead. Let me push this to the side here. All right. So then with these guys, these really pretty, they're just almost like pastel. And remember, your colors when they're pastel are called a tint. And you can do that when you're mixing colors. We have already tint tones and shades of our main color. Remember, this is a very monochromatic box, so that's how come we get to play with all these colors. And those of you who've not seen any of my color theory videos, do check out my description box. It has all the tutorials that I did on the color wheel. So I like that, but I think I want to put I'm going to put this blue bead. Yeah, blue bead. And I'm arranging these frosty beads. This one seems kind of like the biggest one, so I'm putting that on the bottom. That's just designer's choice. I'm just going to go big to small. And here's my little donut bead. And next one. I like the organic feel of these. I think they kind of pick up what's going on here, which is, you know, it's not a perfect shape. And I don't think these are drilled perfectly straight either, so we'll see. It's going to be kind of interesting. I kind of like the organic look of it, though. I may have to pull out a few more for the necklace, but we'll see. And then at the very top, I'm going to grab another one of these. This came from the box. And then our blue violet bellflower, which I only had one, so it's perfect for a necklace. And we're going to do another large wrap here so that we can play with some wire. So I am going to give myself a little bit of room. And I think I want this pendant oriented this way. Yeah, so we do have to pay attention to how we're going to bend this loop. And so, because we're going to be hanging this off of a string, we're going to want to go backwards like this. And then we'll make our loop. I'm going to make another large loop, I think. The further back you go, of course, the larger the loop is. So it's a nice loop. And now I'm going to do a bunch of wraps this way. I think I'm going to do another 5 on this end. And see how these are not even? Don't worry about that. You can take your flat nose pliers and you can straighten that up if that happens to you. See there? So that's what I like about the 20. I like 20 gauge wire. It's very forgiving. It's easy to use. It's very versatile. I tend to run out of it a lot because I use it a lot. So I am leaving some space. I did give myself space, but there is a little bit of space in between these guys for my wire wrapping. And right now I'm just gonna make sure my loop is where I want it so that when I hang it, boy, those are cattywampus, aren't they? We are definitely gonna have to do that within the necklace so it looks right. But I like the organic quality of it. So here is our pendant. And this look may not be for everyone, but if you like things to be straight and you're very OCD, this will drive you bananas. So maybe pick something more straight, or you know what you like. Let me just put it to you that way. So then for the wire wrapping, I think the 22 gauge will be fine, because I do want the gold on the, so this is 26 gauge. I'm out of 24 gauge. I've ordered some, but I don't have any. That would have been perfect, but I think I don't want that to be so delicate. I like this for really delicate pieces. This does not feel delicate to me, so I'm going to go with a thicker wire. So this is one step up from the 20 gauge. Now, I don't know how much you know about wire, but wire, the numbers are kind of counterintuitive when it comes to numbers. And what I mean by that is the higher the number on your wire, actually the thinner the wire is. So an 18 gauge is thicker than a 22 gauge. And so you get to learn the gauges. This is tougher and stronger. And there's certain types of wire you want to use for certain types of projects. And usually if you're doing a project that whoever's creating whatever it is that you're wanting to learn will tell you what gauge wire to use. If they're close, like the 22 and the 24 are kind of close, you could probably get away with substituting. But and the 16 and the 18 gauge are kind of synonymous also. But 26 is super fine, and this is way different from this. So just a little wire lesson for you, that the numbers when they go up, it's the smaller, the tinier the wire is, the finer it is. So just a thought for those of you who are new out there. And if you're ever confused about wire, I know there's some good guides out there that you can literally print off on the internet on wire gauges. So I'm going to add this wire, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a little crisscross on these guys and keep them from spinning. If you like the spinning, you don't have to do that, but I thought I would just keep them from spinning around. So that's what I'm going to do next, is I'm going to add, gosh, let's see, maybe I'll do it up here. I'm going to add this wire to my top piece here, and it's going to kind of mix right in with what I've done. The other thing you want to think about doing, and I've learned this from Gem Hawks, and it's been invaluable to me when I'm doing kind of wire wrapping like this, is warming the wire a second at a time with your hands. It helps you make the wire more malleable, and you get less kinks in it. So let's see here. We are going to wrap, I think I'm going to wrap just a tad around this orange bead. And then I thought I'd cross that way, like that, and cross that way. Let me warm this a little more. Cross that way. And now I'm going to come around here, do a few loops. See how that blends right in? Now we're going to work our way back up. Keeping in mind that you want this to be going that way, we can play with it a little. So let me warm this. I've not done these cross technique before, so cross your fingers. Okay, looking good. Warm that a little. All right. Let's see what happens. It'll be a surprise to me too. Part of the reason I don't plan stuff out is so if I make a mistake or if something doesn't work right and I have to do something else, you can see that. I think it's important when you're learning how to make jewelry to see, I mean, you're going to make mistakes, and to see how to fix them is really helpful for a lot of folks. So I'm not, you know, I'm always learning myself too. But I've never tried this before, but I like it. The back is flush, but I like the cross in the front. That's really fun. And I do want to twist this because I want, now you can adjust it a little. I want this spot to show. I don't really like that other side as much. So let's twist our piece. And see what I mean about the 20 gauge wire? Once it's warm, you can move it around with your hands. Now, if you do have a tough time with your hands, okay, then the best thing to do if you're going to do wire work, just so you know, is to get some of these little nylon jaw guys. They help straighten the wire out, and they're ergonomic, so they won't hurt your hands. That's something to think about if you have any kind of hand issues. And so I think I like this. So this is going to be our focal piece for our necklace. I think we will use some SoftFlex, and I think we'll also use this chain, this paperclip chain that I have, which is very, very popular right now. So for the necklace, those of you that are familiar with me, of course, you know I like to do one side and then the other. So I'm going to pull out some of this SoftFlex wire. And part of the fun of the SoftFlex wire is letting some of it show, because it's such a pretty color. You obviously don't want to hide it. So I'm going to cut some of that. And so what is going to happen is we aren't going to bead all the way up the wire. And another cool thing to do is to take other colors. Like we could take a dark blue, and I do have a brick color somewhere. You can braid these as well. I've seen that done, and that's gorgeous. We had some little summer pool party classes a while back with SoftFlex and Jesse James beads, which if you've never done that, I highly recommend it. And those were so much fun, and somebody did braid 3 kinds of the wire, and it was really gorgeous. So I think I want to do another. I love these boho beads. I want to add them. Let's see how that looks. I thought that'd be nice to anchor everything else. And these do have a little bit of brown in them, but I'm not that worried, because brown or bronze is pretty close to gold, so it's not gonna really, you know, affect our look. But I do love that texture. And so now we can do some stringing. So let's see. I did say I wanted more of these frosty. See if I have any more of those, just so I may not. Yeah, I'm not seeing any. Bummer. Okay, that's fine. We will still pick up this light color somewhere. We can do it in some maybe more opaque tones like that. Or, I see something that might work. Let's see. Some little beads in here. In fact, let me grab some more. Grab some more of these little triangles so we can... I love the paper because it shows you the color, but everything rolls around on it. Yeah, these little guys, I thought maybe we could use these. That's a nice frosty blue. So we've got to pick up our frosty color there. So let's do those next so that they're close by and they kind of reference that. Do those next. And then I'm going to start stringing up one side. And I am going to leave room. So let's see, we did some blue-green. Let's do some blue. Maybe we'll pick up this donut bead again. These little dark donut beads are cute. I call them donut beads. I think they're just rondelles, but they look like little donuts to me. So we'll grab that guy. Maybe we'll take one of our daisy spacers from the box. And now we need to start introducing, I think, our bargain bead box. So we'll grab one of these guys. And here's where you can decide how much of the box you want to showcase. I'm going to kind of go for a 50-50 look. I like that. Let me grab another little rondelle. And maybe we'll do, I thought these were kind of neat, but I don't think they really go with my design. But maybe we'll make earrings with this. These are the kind of blue-green with blue in them. That would be kind of fun. I'm going to put those to the side. Maybe another donut looking bead. That's cute. Do some more glass. Oh. And I do want to pick out, since we have a druzy pendant, I am going to pick some of these druzy beads over here too. So we'll be using, so let's see, if we want to do those big druzy beads, maybe we'll do, I think I want to do a bead cap for those. Bead cap. Nope. Oh, and I picked out some, oh, I thought these would be pretty too. A little bit of sparkle. Some rhinestone rondelles. Let's do that. Then we'll do this blue bead. And now we're going to do a druzy bead. Pardon my arm. And another one of these. I think we need some more blue. Let's see. I'm really liking this cornflower blue, the blue purple. We're going to need another dark blue, I think. And let's grab another one of these druzy beads. I'm not really, I don't have a rhyme or reason, like I said. I just want a representation of everything. I kind of like that little bit of sparkle there. And we need some more of this color, I think. Let me stop there. And I'm going to start on this side. I'm not super wild about this, I have to be honest. So let's think about this. I think we need to either go in the direction of more blue and accenting with this. I think we've got too much. Yeah, let's do that. So like I said, I like to do one side because I can go back and change it pretty quick. And I think I want more of the blues. I do like the druzy beads, and I think I like the glass beads. But I also think maybe we should do only one. Like, I think we should pick up more of the tones in our, I think the carnelian beads are going to be better for this project, actually. I think I like that better. Let me know in the comments, you know, you're seeing my thought process. And it doesn't always work out the way you think it's gonna. You know, not every string you string is gonna be magical. I mean, the colors go together, don't get me wrong, but I think I want more blue. So I am going to take just a short break to see if I can find some more of this clear blue, because I think that's going to make a difference. And I will be right back to string some more of this. And just know that this is part of the design process. So, you know, if you run into this, don't worry. Happens to the best of us. So I will be right back with some more maybe watery blue stuff, and we'll continue with our project. Okay, so I'm back, and I found actually not that exact color. I forgot these came in a mix, but these are all the colors that we're using in these glass tubes, frosted beads. And then I found some turquoise frosted beads, so I thought we'll go in that direction because I really do like this look. So I just took the boho beads out. I feel like as much as I like them, they didn't really go either, since we're going in another direction. So we're going to have an echo of our focal more in two other colors of blue, which is fine. We do still have our watery blue, which we'll use somewhere. And then we've got navy. We are going to use just a few of these glass because we have a glass bead here. Then we'll do the carnelian, which is more subtle. And I think that, and then maybe a couple of these guys. I think that'll be better. So, back to the drawing board. That's what happens. So I think right away, I'm going to put these druzy beads down here with the bead caps. And look, you know, that's what happens. It's trial and error when you make jewelry. You start with something and you think, yeah, I like that. Then you look at it again and you're like, maybe not so much. And that's okay. It's all part of it. So we're going to just move on. I do like these guys. Maybe I'll do some navy ones. Sandwich that in between the navy. And then we'll add a glass bead. Yeah. Then we'll add this little guy. Maybe we'll put some daisy spacers. Or let's do a brushed gold. That might be too fancy, actually. I like these guys because they have texture. We'll put a little blue, a little watery. Yeah, that makes more sense. I think that makes more sense. How about you? Let's do another spacer bead. And I think we're just going to accent with our, this is going to be an accent of the bargain bead box and not necessarily, you don't have to use the whole box in one project, you know. You could just pick and choose a few pieces. So I like this. I think I'm going to continue that up this way. Do another donut or saucer. Saucer or donut, you can use those interchangeably, I think. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's do a druzy this time. We'll do bead caps too. And I think I like the subtle, the more subtle red-orange with these watery blues. And that's stuff you'll figure out time to time. Sometimes you can get away with a really bright color. And like this blue is pretty opaque. It almost, if you think about it in the value field, that's going to be closest to black. And these are very close to white. You know, you got to think of the grayscale as well. And so there is a bit of contrast there. But it's got to, you know, you'll know when you look at it if you like the balance of it or not. So now I've added another one of these watery, these little beads pick up this color perfectly. So we still have an echo of our main colors in there. And let me do this other side, because the other thing I want to decide is how far up I want to go with this. Because I do want the wire to show, because it's so pretty. And let's see. So happy 4th of July weekend. I can't believe it's July already. We just finished up our year end at my job. I'm so happy. But, oh, look at what I just did. Yapping and stringing sometimes don't work. You guys are seeing all kinds of fun stuff today. I think the heat has gotten to me. I think. I'm glad I caught that early. That's another reason why I like to do one side versus the other. If you only mess up one side, you only have one side to redo. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. Back to the program here. I think I'll just string and not yap. I think I got these frosty beads at Michael's in their Bead Alley. Do they still call it Bead Alley? I don't even know. I remember back in the day when you had to count out the beads. That bead section was always such a mess. They got rid of that pretty quick. I don't blame them. I am liking that better. So as I was saying, now I feel safe to talk again. I hope you're having a good 4th. We're staying in the house because it's too hot. And well, my doggies don't like the fireworks. I'm sure those of you who have dogs probably know what I'm talking about. They do not like it. They do not like it at all. I think now I'm going to add some carnelian beads. They bark though. They don't hide. I know some people's dogs get really scared and hide. My little Ginger just barks like her little head off. She does not like it. And then, of course, if she's barking, Cha-Cha has to bark because, you know, why should Ginger have all the fun? All right. So this I like a whole lot better, and I don't think I'm going to add these. I like these at the bottom. I think it picks up enough that you get the idea. And now what I think I'm going to do is try to decide how much of this I want showing. So the cool thing about this wire, like I said, is you can knot it, and I think I will do that at some point. I do want to taper off into some smaller beads before I do that. So I think we'll do a couple more of these. And I did like these rhinestone, but there's not really rhinestone anywhere else, so I think I'm going to leave that. We'll just stick with our saucer beads. I like the texture on those. And then we'll do one of these guys. I think that'll be good. Oops. Boy, I'm not with it today. Stringing stuff all over the place. It happens. I am not immune to that at all. Okay, so I think I like that. And maybe for contrast, I'll add one more kind of orange bead. Maybe I'll grab a couple of these neutrals because they pick up more of the neutral in that carnelian bead. Now this is the only spot I used carnelian beads. I could have used these, but I wanted a little bit subtler color going up, and I think it works even though I didn't use, I think it still picks up how soft this pendant is. So now I'm just going to make a little knot. Actually, you know what would be cool? Scratch that. Let's add these. Oh yes, this is a cool idea. I like doing this too if you're going to be making something where you're using two different kinds of wiring product. Is to use like a connector in between whatever it is you're using. And I'm going to add some of this chain. So what we're going to decide right now, let me grab some, I'm going to grab a crimp tube, because we're going to crimp this. We're just going to make a loop. And I'm just eyeballing this. Oh. What is wrong with me today? You gotta string it. By the way, a helpful hint from Heloise, make sure you string both strings in the crimp bead. Man, oh man. What is going on with me today? Okay. And then I'm gonna use, this is one of their crimping tools for their crimps. And it makes the bead look like a little, the crimp tube look like a little bead. But the trick is you have to get it centered in there really nice. And then smush down. And then it makes what they call a ravioli. And then you turn it to its side. I hope these are the SoftFlex crimps, because they work way better. If this is one of my cheaper crimps, it may not look as good. But then you go all the way around. Yeah, that's not one of their crimps. So normally this would look round, but I think this is one of my cheaper. Shoot, I wish I had these in gold. I don't think I do. That's all right. We'll cover it with a, if this should happen to you, we'll just use a cover, what do you call it? A bead crimp cover. That's what we'll do. And I will demonstrate this with actual crimps from them, because that makes a big difference. So don't fret. I mean, you're not going to see it. If it had worked, which I don't think this is one of their crimps, it would make a little round bead look. For those of you who've used that, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure these are not the SoftFlex crimps, which that's another reason why I like getting their boxes, is because they send you crimps with it, and they are phenomenal. And I do mean phenomenal. And these obviously are not. They're okay, but they need to be covered, which is fine. You know, they're still gonna hold your necklace. It's just not as pretty. So we're not gonna bother with that. That's okay. So I'm just eyeballing this today. Let's see. And the trick is, we want our loops to look approximately the same. And you also want, now these are going to float, of course, so it'll hit the center. And I'm just going to come in with regular crimps, my regular crimping tool with these, because it didn't really work out with the other. Yeah, these are not very good crimp tubes. I don't know where I got these, but you're going to learn that too. As you're making jewelry, you're going to find, you know, it's great to get cheaper products, but there's some things, you know, it's kind of like, don't buy cheap shoes or bras, you know, because you need the support. And it's the same thing when you're making jewelry. You can get beads for not a lot of money, but tools and some of your findings, you know, your ear wires and things like that, you don't want to scrimp on those, because they're important. Some stuff is important and some stuff isn't. And the crimp tubes, if you want them to be pretty, these are going to hold, but like I said, if you want them to look like a little round bead, you got to use the really nice ones from SoftFlex. But we're going to cover these, so no big whoop. Next time I'll pull out some of those. So I'm going to add these right now. This is kind of a long video, sorry about that. But necklaces take longer. That's why I tend to do earrings a lot in my tutorials. If you don't mind, if you like the necklace tutorials and you're okay with them taking longer, let me know. I just feel like, you know, 30 to 40 minutes is a long enough video for people. But if you like a longer video, you can always pause it and you can always skip ahead. If you know how to crimp, or I'm going over something that you've seen before, you can certainly skip ahead. That's not going to hurt my feelings at all, because I understand everybody's at a different level, you know. And I am going to do some beginner jewelry making videos, like some very beginner ones. So here is our, I love this SoftFlex wire. And now, as many haphazards as we've had, I think this is very pretty. We're going to add some of this chain, which I think I'm just going to use a lobster clasp and some of these jump rings we got from the box. And let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Our beads. And let's decide how long we're going to make this. I think that's a nice length. And again, you have to cut this paper clip chain. Some of them you can just open, but not this one. And then my other tip for you is when you're measuring chain, any chain, you can just put them on a head pin or a piece of wire like this, and you don't have to count your lengths. You know right where you can cut it. All right, I had to buy some more of that paperclip chain. I love it. And like I said, it's really popular in jewelry right now. You see a lot of them with just charms on them, which is so cute. If you like a minimalist look, I like extra, but I like minimal too. And then you can layer, which is nice. So we're just going to add our chain to this. So we're going to use jump rings for that. So let's get those open. And this should go on pretty easy. I do like this little gold component. I'm glad I pulled those out. Makes a nice transition. And actually, you could have tied this just on this chain as well, because you don't have to take it apart. But I like this little extra gold piece here. That's just me. But the SoftFlex wire, I just can't say enough about it. I really like it. It adds a lot to a piece. And it comes, like I said, in all kinds of colors. There's our chain. And the other nice thing is I only need one more jump ring, because you can hook this on right onto your chain. And so you can adjust it that way too. If you want it a little shorter when you're wearing it with something else, which is kind of nice. So let's see. Put the little lobster on there. Lobster claw clasp. All right. Well, that was a little bit of work today. We didn't end up using our seed beads, but that's okay. You know, just pull stuff out. You may not use it all. But then that's okay. I mean, you never know. You may have to go dig for something else like I did. I'm going to move these back a bit so we can just take a look at our necklace. But I think this turned out very nice. So we have our very pretty focal piece with the very fun, those kind of took us in a direction to use those. And that's something else. If you try something new, if you have some different materials and you play with them, it may open up a new opportunity for you to come up with a new technique or a new look. So don't be afraid of that. And then I do like all our blues and our aquas and our blue violet. And then this chain looks pretty, and I love the blue wire. It kind of makes it all, it's a very fun, very funky little necklace. Some organic shapes in there, which I think are very interesting to look at. And this is a project using cooler analogous colors with our bead box. And I think it turned out quite nice, considering I kept misstringing things and whatnot. But that's the name of the game, you know, trial and error. I love this crust technique. I think that's fun. I may have to try that again with something else. Maybe some long beads I have. I know I have some long beads that are porcelain. That might be kind of pretty with that. So I'm kind of glad I tried that technique out. And yeah, I think it turned out okay. What do y'all think? Do you like this color combination? I do. I love the green, the aqua with the red orange. It's one of my favorite combinations. And I love the contrast of the cool and the warm. And also the contrast between the darker beads and the lighter beads, the little watery beads. And I think the gold's very pretty with it. And I do like this pendant. It's very fun. So yeah, that's our project for today. And if you haven't watched the other Color Theory videos, I will link them. And I will also link, if you don't have one of these are very helpful when you're making jewelry. I will link that as well. And then I think I will also link the wire that I used from SoftFlex. So if you want to make this project or you want to do something similar, you know where to get the wire. And I don't remember where I got the paperclip chain, but you can find that everywhere. So yeah, this is our tutorial for today. I want to thank you for watching and participating in this fun experiment. I think this box is perfect for what we're doing, and I'm getting a lot of nice feedback from you all that you're learning a lot, and that's the whole point. And also, I hope you're starting to realize, you know, depending on what colors you choose, almost every color goes with anything that you get. It's just a matter of, you know, deciding what direction you want to go in and then going for it. And if you have to tweak it or you have to make adjustments, there's no big deal with that. That's the whole fun of making jewelry. So thank you again. I think you are some of the nicest subscribers in the world, and I appreciate you and your time. And next Tutorial Tuesday, we will continue with this, and I think we're going to do yellow with this beautiful red-orange palette, and I think we'll do a bunch of earrings. So that's going to be Tutorial Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe, and click that bell. There's a little bell on there. If you click it, it lets you know when I've uploaded the next video. And also, if you're not a member of our Facebook group, I think we have 61 people in our Facebook group, because I would love to see what you've made. You don't have to join if you don't want to, no pressure, but I really do enjoy seeing everybody's creations, and then everybody can see what everybody else has made, and you inspire each other, which is the whole point too. And I just think it'd be a lot of fun. And that Facebook page is Marcie Creates Facebook page. There are a few questions you have to answer, and then once you answer those questions, I get a notification and I can let you in the group. And if you are looking for ideas, just again, I have a Pinterest page called Marcie Creates, all one word, and then Studio. And I've got lots of color combination ideas, secondary color combination ideas, primary colors, all the things that we've been talking about to inspire you further. So if you don't want to join the Facebook page, please, please, please join, follow me over on Pinterest. I pin stuff weekly, and it's a really great resource for inspiration for all types of projects, not just jewelry. So thanks again. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. I hope that you're with your friends and your family and you're enjoying yourselves. Have a safe, great time tomorrow on the 4th, and I will see you on the next video.